Okay, so in this part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you give you a, sort of an overview of the SPTag solution and show you a couple of things that are not part of the PDF download, so you can see all the aspects of the SPTags downloadable solution. I'm just going to install everything first, and then we can go through everything and look over all the features of SPTags, and then I'm going to explain the new features that are part of the solution. So what I've done here is I want to create a new site collection, because at present the existing site collection is just completely empty, and I've just pre-populated the fields here, just creating a standard team site and using the administrator account to be the site collection administrator. So when I hit OK here, I will basically get a new site collection set up, and I get a new standard team site. Of course, what I've done earlier is to actually install the SPTag solution, so that's part of the solution store now. So when I refresh the site collection front page here, we should get the new team site up and running. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up some sample data for the SPTags demonstration that I'm going to show you, and I'm also going to add a tag cloud here, and we'll just look at everything now. First thing, of course, is to go to the site features, and then we want to activate the tag cloud to make sure that we actually have the tag cloud available. And as you can see here, there are actually two added features here that are not a part of the PDF. One is an installer for the sample data. And that feature will basically just create two lists, one to hold tags and one to hold content, and then it adds the custom field or custom column based on the custom field type that we created earlier, and then it also the installer feature activates the data content, which will populate the fields with all different kinds of data. So when I hit activate here, what's going to happen is that both of these features will be activated. Now if you go to the front page now, we should see the tag cloud, which will appear at the top of the right web part zone. And of course, this is done all by the installer. And as you can see, this is just the standard tag cloud, where the tags used most often are larger and the tags used less often are smaller. And you can click any of these tags now, and you can go to the tags page. This is the tags page, which gives you an overview of all the content within either the web or the list that's actually been tagged with the tag you selected. And we also link back to the site or to the individual lists. So we can go into the lists here, and as you can see here, we have two additional columns here. This list is based on the custom list template, which really doesn't have anything except the title. So the installer feature, the sample data installer feature, will add two more columns for us. One is just a standard URL or hyperlink column, and the other one is the column based off our custom field type that we've been developing earlier. So if you go into one of these items now, you'll see that each of the tags are listed here. You can go into edit the item, and this is the field or the input form, mode forms of the custom field type, where each of the tags are stored as a checkbox. So you can click whatever tags you want and hit OK, and this will basically just add the tag to that content. So if you go back to the front page now, you should see that all the custom field types now has increased in size, because it's now used by two issues instead. The other thing that I could show you here is basically the tags list that was created by the installer feature. This is just again just a custom list that's been populated with some standard or the content topics of the journal issues so far. Now, what I really wanted to show you here is how that installer works, and just give you an overview, because we'll come back to that in a separate video, which will explain all the details. What happens here, as I said, we're creating two lists, one to hold the tags. I'm just going to close up the data here. One to hold the tags, which were camel and custom action and delegate controls and all that. And then we're creating a second custom list. As you can see, that we're using the template type 100, which is the custom list, at least when it's used in conjunction with this feature ID. And as I said, this will hold the actual content, which in this sample data set is just the different journal issues. Now, of course, the problem here is how to actually add extra columns to the content list, because we need somewhere to store all the tags. What I'm doing here is this installer feature. It has a feature activated handler, and if we look at that feature activated handler, the code is right here. What I'm doing is I'm adding a new field, which is a column, to the lists. And then I'm setting all the properties, which are the custom properties used in the custom field type to store the tags. I'm calling a set properties method, which is required to actually store all those custom properties. And this basically just sets up the field. And I'm doing the same thing for the hyperlink, which will link to the journal issue page. And the second thing I'm doing here is I'm activating the feature to actually install all the data, because we're not doing anything here to actually add any data to the content list. So I'm activating a second feature by looking through the features and just checking if it's already installed, and if so, we'll just remove it and deactivate it. And then I'm activating that feature. And the last part here is just to add the web part to the front page. Now, you may notice that I'm actually not adding any content in the elements file here. This is actually done through the data content feature. And I didn't actually know this until I discovered it by accident, really. You can actually use a separate feature to install data inside an existing list. And this is exactly what I'm doing here. So the first feature basically sets up both of the lists, and it actually adds content to the first tags list as well. And then the second feature will actually install the data inside the content list, which is the USP journal issues. And the reason why we have to do this is because there's no way for us to add content to columns that doesn't exist using a single feature. So we need to create these columns, the topics column and then the link column first. And since we're actually now we're instantiating a new list here, but the list already exists, so what SharePoint will do for us is it will take the data inside this list, and as you can see, there are 3 rows here with all the different journal issues. And then it will add those data rows into the list instead of actually creating a new list. And as I said, I didn't even realize that this was possible until I discovered it by accident, because I sort of had two features and both of them were activating at the same time. And as I said, we'll go through all the details here a bit later. You can see here that I'm actually adding the tags to the topics column using the multi-value storage method. And this is because we're using a multi-value method, or SP multi-value, multi-choice value. Oh, it's early in the morning, sorry. To actually hold all the data for us, and then we have a link here. So as I said, we'll go through all this in a separate video later. So that's basically it. We have a feature that will sort of just set up everything for us, and we'll create a custom the tag cloud here. And as I said, we can click through all these tags and get just the tags or the content that's been tagged. And this will, unless you set it up to filter by list, you can actually get all the content from the entire web here. Yeah, and that's basically it. So now this video demonstration is part of the video content for USP Journal issue number 3, which will or it's actually launched on Monday the 20th of April 2009.